Hey everyone, I'm Andrew from Deity Microphones, and today we're going to be talking about the VO-7U, our newest USB microphone that's great for streamers and podcasters. We're going to talk about all the special features built into this microphone and show you guys how to set it up with a bunch of different devices. But first, let's talk about what's actually in the box. Every single box is going to come with two USB cables. One is a C to C, one is a C to Type A. C to C is great for mobile devices and laptops, or C to A you're going to use for a desktop PC. When you get the base model, you're going to get a tabletop tripod, which allows you to mount your microphone on a tabletop like this, or you get the podcast kit, which is the bigger one down here, and that's everything you see right here. A little bit longer cables, you get the foam pop filter, plus you get the boom arm and the desk clamp, which also doubles as a headphone hanger. Now that we've gone over what's actually in the kit, let's talk about the setup itself. Now for this particular setup, we have everything hooked up. We've even got our USB cable managed using all the included cable ties that come with it. The USB-C end of the cable will go into the microphone. You'll find two ports on the back. One is a USB-C port, one is a headphone jack. We're gonna plug into the USB-C port. So we're using a C to C cable here, and my cell phone is also a USB-C device. So I'm just gonna plug it right into the phone, and we're done. So now if you're trying to shoot a video or trying to do something like an Instagram Live on your phone, all audio for your audience will be coming from that VO-7U. Or let's say you're recording a podcast and you want to just quickly use your mobile device. Again, all set up, headphones, microphone, all in one on the VO-7U, all through the single USB-C cable. With the VO-7U, you can now record and monitor all your audio on a mobile device as easy as possible. Now let's set the VO-7U up with a computer. Now, all I've done so far is change out the cable. The USB-C side of the cable is still gonna go into the microphone. So there we go. But this time we're using a USB-C to USB Type A cable because we wanna go into this larger device. USB Type A port gets plugged into like that. Now, most operating systems will not default to a USB device like the VO-7U, so you're going to want to go to your system settings or go down into your device manager and select VO-7U for your input. For output, you have two options. You can continue to use your laptop speakers or headphone jack, or you could route your audio to the VO-7U and use the headphone controls on board to actually change the volume of your headphones. And biggest thing about this is to remember, no software is required to make the VO-7U work, no drivers to install. It works with all native platforms. Just merely plug it into the device and select it, usually in your system settings. One of the coolest things we can talk about when it comes to the VO-7U is a special feature we designed that makes this microphone great for streamers and podcasts, and that is the fact that it is a supercardioid dynamic microphone. Now, if that's a mouthful of words you're not familiar with, let's break it on down. Supercardioid. It means the microphone picks up right in this area. What that means is if I get off microphone right over here, it really rejects the heck out of my voice. And dynamic, which means it's not quite as sensitive as a condenser. So as soon as I get further back from this microphone, you'll notice it really doesn't pick up my voice as well as it does right here. So what that does is it creates a lovely sweet spot so your audience only hears what you want them to hear, which is you. It also means you don't need to worry about harsh reflective surfaces when you're trying to record a podcast with multiple microphones in an untreated room. The next feature I want to talk about is the gain knob because it does two things. Well, of course it controls the gain, which means you don't need to do anything on your computer if you need to make an adjustment to your microphone. Second thing it does, as soon as you go above that 50% mark on the actual gain knob, you've engaged the analog limiter, which is going to prevent you from distorting. So as soon as you get excited because of a win, your audience doesn't hear nasty distortion on your live stream or podcast. Rounding out to the side, we have the mute button. If you need to mute what's in your headphones or you mute your audio going to your audience, just tap that mute. And as you can see, when mute is enabled, the LED ring flashes red to let you know the mute has been engaged. And rounding around to the back side of this microphone, we now have a headphone knob. That audio that comes through the VO-7U's headphone jack is controlled via that knob. Now to turn on the RGB ring, all you need to do is hold down that gain knob for just a few seconds and you'll notice you'll come into the RGB patterns. We have built 12 RGB presets into this microphone so you don't have to worry about any kind of extra software you need to do to control the RGB or the LEDs. To change the color, you merely just tap the knob. It's as simple as that. And as soon as you do, you can rotate through. and you can come up to my favorite one, the purple. And if you need to change the brightness of the RGB ring, all you need to do is hold down that headphone knob, and as you hold it, it's going to go from the brightest setting all the way down to the lowest, and then back up to the brightest. As soon as you release the knob, it'll stick to whatever the current brightness setting is. That's going to wrap it up from us about the VO-7U, but if you have any additional questions about this or other products here at Deity, drop them down in that comment section below. I'm Ed from Deity Microphones. Thank you for watching.